guys, so this is a review of a very high-end, what's considered high-end Korean sort of herbal medicine line that I had heard about for quite a few years, and I didn't really necessarily want to delve into it, but for some reason within a small space of time I was just hearing about one particular product from that line so much, and I really had never sort of gone into herbal medicinal type of beauty before, and because I'm so happy with the Shiseido, but I thought, you know what, Sowasu is another Asian brand. It's specifically Korean. I'm Korean, and I've never really tried Korean brands, and because I heard so much hype around this particular concentrated ginseng cream, which looks like this, I decided to do a little bit of research. There is quite a lot of different information out there. What I did notice about Korean line specifically, just because I don't really know about a lot of different Asian brands, just because, you know, I live in Canada, so it's not like I'm exposed to a lot of it. I have tried multiple different things, but not specifically a Korean brand, but I noticed with the two that I've sort of been introduced to, there's like mega steps to it. I believe the Sowasu is about a 7-step process. There's another line that's about 7 or 8 steps. And then if you have sort of specialty items involved with it as well, it can just, you know, grow and grow and grow. And for me, it's kind of sort of the opposite, antithetical to the way that I approach skincare, which is simplicity. I don't think it should be complicated. I think it should be very, very basic, and your potent things are your sort of add-on with serums. So for me, my skincare, and I will try and do an updated skincare one as well in the coming months, but my philosophy is that you have a really, really great basic skincare line that doesn't you know, irritate your skin. It doesn't demand a lot. It really nourishes and takes care of it. And then you just go in with a retinol in the evening and a vitamin C type of thing in the day, and obviously sunscreen. So that's really it. You know, I'll try some sort of glycolic thing as an exfoliator here, or different enzyme exfoliators, things like that. But I really like to keep it very, very simple. You know, cleanser, toner, eye cream, moisturizer. That's really it. And then of course the specialty products mixed in there. But this is sort of an intense, you know, a 7-step process just for sort of your basic skincare is a bit much. And my first impressions are the fact that the packaging is just stunningly beautiful. I mean, this thing weighs a freaking ton, and the box that it came in, oh, nutballs. I didn't bring the box. Maybe I'll show it at the end. Maybe I'll grab it. But it's beautiful. And it comes with one of these little things there. And I've used quite a bit of it. At least half of it is gone. It really does have a very, very sort of earthy, herbal fragrance to it. Some people are going to love it. Some people maybe not so much. You know, it's going to be like a little bit like dirt or something. I didn't mind it at all. This is probably in the same price point, this particular product, as La Mer. So it's really kind of up in there. The other products aren't as pricey as this one. I don't know the line well enough because they have different offshoots. It's not just one thing. They have sort of like a basic, and then like a whitening one, and then like a this one, which is kind of like a specialty item. And I haven't investigated it enough to know that. I do know sort of the philosophy behind it, which is it's really about yin and yang. They really believe that with yin and yang, it creates balance in the skin, and as you get older, they kind of become imbalanced. And I don't know if it's the yin property where they say, you know, the bane of really healthy supple skin is dryness, and you lose that moisture. And they talk about the 5th cycle of women that started around age 35. And you start sort of losing that essential moisture, and then you go into the 6th cycle at around 42 with sort of the graying of the hair, and you see a little bit more of the aging process really sort of take over, which, you know, to me, honestly, it's not like you can ever stop aging. I don't really necessarily go into things that are all like super anti-aging to turn back the clock. I just really, you know, retinol is about the health of the skin. It's you're losing elasticity and firmness and health and stuff. So I just really want to sort of replenish that. I'm not looking to be, you know, 20 or even 30 again. I just really want to look good for my age as I age and take the best care of my skin as possible. So, you know, I don't want to be someone who's like, oh my God, what does she think she is, 20 or something? That's not really my philosophy. You just kind of have to accept as you go. You know, I fight it a little bit where I'm like, dang, you know, when I see 18-year-olds, I'm like, oh, you got it all in front of you, you know? So there's a little bit of nostalgia there. Anyways, I digress. So, yeah, so I think it's about kind of maintaining and protecting the yin aspects. So it's really about dryness, and these 7 steps are sort of the basic line. And I'll just show you the things that I did purchase full size, and then I grabbed like sort of samples to try and see what the line would kind of offer me. But I did the liquid cleansing foam, so obviously I've used quite a bit of it. The skin clarifying mask, and again you can see I've used quite a bit of it. Obviously this concentrated ginseng cream, which has gotten a lot of hype in North America. This is sort of the one that they were really sort of raving about. And then the other ones are an overnight vitalizing treatment, a firming cream, and the First Care serum. And there are other things in the line that I just don't have. But I did use 2, 4, 6 of these products for a while. I stopped using the Shiseido completely, and I really just stuck with this for quite a while. And the verdict is, no, I wouldn't go into it. I really wouldn't repurchase any of it. I just found for a line that really focuses on dryness, and my skin already is very, very dry and dehydrated, it really didn't combat that issue. My skin still felt really dry. It was nothing like using argan oil. It wasn't even like using creme de la mer, which really, really does hydrate my skin quite a bit. I found that when I went back to the Shiseido and the stuff that I usually do, my skin just loved it. It was like, thanks, Mom. Thank you. I don't know where you went. You abandoned us for a while, but, you know, it was really kind of that thing. Now, I will say that this cream is incredibly luxurious. The texture and the feel of it is like money. You know what I mean? Like, when I first used it, I was like, wow, 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 wow. It was really the height of luxury. It really is. It just feels super silky, super smooth, almost whipped-like. The texture, I mean, I really found it such a joy to use. But overall, the look of my skin, it's not like it was terrible, but it really wasn't super fantastic. I thought my skin looked better with the normal sort of regimen that I had been using for all of these years. So sometimes when you switch, your skin really, really kind of brightens up because you're challenging it. You're not giving it the same thing it's used to. So, you know, it's not getting used to just the one product. And I tend to do that as well with tried and true products. I'll kind of switch them in and out, but of course I'll talk about that in the skincare video. But this line, I just found it didn't actually do anything that was really dramatically different. My skin didn't look or feel any better. You know, that's really, at the end of the day, that's kind of, you want to see those kind of results if you want to spend that kind of money on it. Again, this really was the only super, super pricey product. I don't know what these ones are full sized. You know, these are reasonable, kind of in the same price range as Shiseido, maybe a little bit less. You know, what can I say? I'm not super, super like gung-ho about the whole thing right now because it had been winter in the last little bit and it's still cold here. I haven't been using it at all. I just found that it just did not give me enough moisture, and so as soon as winter hit, I just stopped and I went back to my Shiseido, my regular sort of routine, and I'll try to get in the springtime just to see what that does, but I'm not expecting miracles because it certainly didn't happen the first time around. But it is a pleasure to actually just use the product. This cleansing foam, at first I didn't really like it because I'm so used to the Shiseido foaming cleanser where you just take like the tiniest little dollop, like half a dime size, and it'll just like foam up like a mother. So this doesn't foam up like that, but and so at first I was like, I don't know, but I kept using it. Obviously I've used quite a bit. And as time went by, I really like the cleanser. It's very on par in terms of results. It did take off all my makeup. I love the fact that it was just a pump and not like I didn't have to like open it and squeeze it out. I could just sort of pump it. And there's nothing wrong, and I may kind of, if I wind up missing this is maybe the one product that I might continue to use. So there's that. This skin clarifying mask is like molasses when it comes out. Oh my gosh. Whoops. Stop coming out. Yikes. It's like freaking molasses. It's very thick. It's black. It's very sticky. And you just, can you imagine that all over your face? Really lovely, right? It's like, oh, give me a smooch. So that all over the face. And it's a peel off. So, once it dries, you peel it off from the top down, and it's, kind of grabbing blackheads and all the impurities, stuff like that. It's not a bad mask at all. Ooh, really herbally. But again, I'm not hugely partial to masks, and I didn't notice that it took all my blackheads out. If it did, I'd be like all over it like a mofo. But, again, if you like those kind of peeling masks, this actually is really quite nice. And, I've already talked about this. Very luxurious. The overnight vitalizing treatment, I don't know. I don't really know what the heck this is supposed to do. And in fact, when I used my Retin-A, I found my skin to be really quite sensitive to this line as well. So that also, bear in mind, because of the Retin-A, I don't know what it was. I found this to be sort of, can really irritate my skin. Maybe the herbal active ingredients kind of in conjunction with the Retin-A, I don't know. But this, I don't know. The First Care Serum, now this is sort of the first thing you do before you do anything else. It kind of preps your skin. That's why it's called sort of First Care. So once it's sort of cleansed, you would put this on and then do all the steps afterwards as a prep. It's really not like a serum. It's very watery. Again, I didn't really notice that doing anything. And then lastly, the Firming Cream. Oh, it's like, Baba, what is it? So it's very, this one actually smells quite nice. It doesn't really smell herbally. It smells quite fresh. I like the texture of this cream as well. And, I had no problems using it. Again, I didn't see super crazy results, but that's actually quite a nice product. So, I'm sorry that it's not a super comprehensive review just because I don't have the sort of entire line and, all the different steps on how to use everything. It's just layer upon layer upon layer. So 7 layers and still my skin feels dry. I just didn't really understand it. So, there's tons of stuff out there. If you go onto the Sowasu website, there's a whole history and the science behind it. There's quite a few good blogs there as well. Not on the site, but you can find if you're really interested in this line. I think it's really good for somebody who maybe has normal skin. For somebody who's really dry and dehydrated, it's not enough moisture. But I would say that it definitely is a good line. It's definitely well made. There's a lot of work, I guess, that's gone into each and every product. You know how some you just sort of feel in the quality of it. You can kind of right away tell it's maybe subpar. This is not one of those. The products themselves, the quality is very nice. You can tell by the consistency, the texture, how it goes on, all of that stuff. It's just, and the way it's packaged beautifully. There's a lot of science behind it. Unfortunately, just, wasn't compatible with what I'm used to, and the results that I've gotten sort of doing my own kind of research with skincare. So that's that. The only thing I will say that at the end of this video is that I was introduced to another Korean brand from a family member at Christmas time, and it again was also a 7 or 8 piece set called Atom. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's gotten all the rage. It's sort of like nuclear physicist, like NASA, but obviously in Korea. And that not NASA. But it's sort of, this is a Korean government sponsored product line. It sounds really weird, but the science that they use for sort of space engineering or nuclear fission or something, they kind of applied to a skincare line that the government is involved with. So I don't know what the heck is going on with that. So if you want to know about that, I did try it over Christmas. And oh my gosh, there's so many steps. So if anyone's interested, I'll do one of that as well. But hopefully you found this helpful and not too just And if you have any questions, I'll definitely try and answer as best I can. But again, I'm not like super familiar with this line. But anyways, again, I hope you found that helpful, and I will see you soon.